The most important thing to remember about crime is that any law only makes sense in context. Look at sport. Punching someone repeatedly in the face is lauded in boxing, but is seriously frowned upon in table tennis. Similarly, if you come out of your corner in a boxing round bouncing a little ball on a bat, it's going to be literally seconds before you're staring at some lights. Furthermore, Moses. Now, there's a man who'd be on pretty much anyone's list of top 5 Jews. But think about it. When he led the children out of Israel, he was technically guilty of 3,000 counts of abducting a minor, bush arson, trespassing and abducting the sea. And yet he walks free today. There really is no justice.
Well done, John. Very good. Suzanne.
OK, the subject is alternative energy sources. Who's going to come in? John.
Despite what the government say, we do not need nuclear power in Britain. There are many great new alternative energies out there. Much of the Middle East is currently able to harness the power generated by hating America. Every flag burnt there is now hooked up to an enormous generator which can power a fridge in Tehran for a week. And this is renewable energy, because America have pledged under Kyoto to produce a new flag for everyone burnt. So, in winding the entire planet up, they are in fact pioneers in easing our reliance on fossil fuels. And we've got to do something. Britain is now so terrified of any rise in petrol prices that people in Britain have been seen at recent oil slicks wedging seagulls directly into their petrol tanks, screaming, "I've got to get to work! Keep still and tuck your wings in!"
Well done, John. Please, sit down.
Come in on that. John.
I, like most people, simply cannot understand why recycling my old tin cans has not sorted everything out. I want a proper explanation. At the very least, I want all my old tin cans back. What are they doing with my cans? We in the West are responsible for this. We consume far too much in the West, but if you want to talk about overconsumption, how about books? Millions of books are printed every year and most of them go completely unread. If we really want to save the planet, we need to return to the art of verbal storytelling. If an author has something that they want to say, they need to jump onto a horse, ride to the nearest village and start shouting. Let's see if Dan Brown has quite so much to say after that. Is it how many people actually care about the environment? I mean, actually, genuinely care. Don't say they care, but actually care about it.
At a gut level.
Well, let's face it, we all have far bigger and more tropical fish to fry. Greenpeace constantly thump on about how we must save this planet for our children, our children's children, and our children's children's children. But hold on, what if they don't have any children? They might not want children. Let's not spend what is quite a lot of money on hypothetical children. Yeah. Also, I know kids, they like bikes. They like shiny red bikes. I promise you, you show a kid a clean rural stream and a shiny bike, and I'll show you a kid sitting on a bike whilst pissing in a stream. Are they not the future? So, you spray on. Where did all these flags come from?
It's Beirut. You can't buy a loaf of bread, but you can get 200 Danish flags to burn. What's that?
Worse than that, most hysterical people now have got filing cabinets filled with all flags from all nations of the world, ready soaked in paraffin, just waiting for someone to say something unpleasant. Oh, what's that, Luxembourg? Oh, that's an offhand comment about Islam, isn't it? How do you like this? Any more for any more? I will take all of you down, Portugal. You're here somewhere.
Do you know what's very strange is that 27 years ago when I was at university, I studied Muslim law. I was one of the first people to study Muslim law in this country. And I'm also Danish, and I have never been so popular with the newspapers. They go, where can we find a Dane who knows about Muslim law? Wait a second. Whoever thought those two things in my life would suddenly come together?
That is the weirdest Venn diagram in the world.
It is,
right? Set of all the people who are Danish, set of all the people, and then just you in the middle.
No, that's it. I'm it. I'm the one.
Yes,
yeah.
In the shaded area.
Yes.
It's just...
The Danish paper said that all they were trying to do was test extremist Muslims. You think, oh, well done, that was a fantastic idea. That goes right down with the whole kind of whether a bull can pass the whole red rag test as it's waggled in front of its face, or testing how hot a fire is by shoving your hand into it and go, oh, it is hot, I have burnt my hand, I thought I would, but it's nice to know that, it's nice to be sure. I'll check again. Still hot. Yeah, still hot. In these volatile times, ow again. Bob's owl fight aftermath. He didn't stand a chance. The owl constantly had the high ground and kept swooping and swooping. And he tried to fend him off with, like, a rolled-up leaflet about something good, but he just kept going. It attached itself to its head, and he can't be seen to hurt a living thing. He's a kind man, but eventually he just had to kill it with a brick.
His tactics were always bad in that he actually tried to sneak up on the owl, but then the head spun all the way around. And the owl said, gotcha. Oh!
Don't ever try that, because they know exactly what you're doing. Great fighters, the owls.
Who would win in a fight between an owl and a tiger?
An owl. An owl.
An owl?
An owl has the high ground, Linda. The tiger, it's just going to come down. Exactly. The owl would basically adopt Muhammad Ali's rope-a-dope. It would make the tiger just swing itself out and then just go in and peck it. I think, hand on heart, we all know this is not making the edit.
Our first topic is sport. Who wants to come in on that? John.
So, the hunt for the New England manager is now on, but the most exciting thing about this is it's actually going to be a hunt. The FA have bought a pack of hounds. They're giving them a sniff of Alf Ramsey's old hat, and they were last seen marauding across the English countryside, tooting on their horns. Sport is now the only way to guarantee improvement in a country's transport infrastructure. Again, look at the Olympics. We're going to get this Olympic javelin train, which will go from King's Cross to the Games in just 7 minutes. But once again, the most exciting thing about this is it's actually going to be a javelin. You're going to have to get on board it like a witch would get on a broomstick, and then Steve Backley is going to throw everyone just short of their destination.
Very good, John.